Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title of this video, it's going to be a highlight and contour video. Well, rather how I highlight and contour video. My face is more round, so this will be, I guess, more for rounder faces. I mean, if you have a longer face or more ovalish face, you can take some of these tips and just make it your own. But let's go ahead and get started. But first of all, I want to apologize if I seem awkward AF because this is the first time that I'm actually talking into the camera, so I'm kind of like a little shy. So we're gonna start off with foundation first. I already moisturized, but the moisturizer that I use is Ole Henriksen's Sheer Transformation. Make sure that you have clean hands as well. I'm gonna start off by priming with NYX's Pore Filler. I really like this primer, and it's really comparable to Benefit's Professional. It like fills in your pores and fine lines really well, and it's for the price, it's really good. Now I'm focusing it on the areas that I need it the most, which is my nose, right here on my cheeks, along my forehead, add a little bit more. Going all over the place. And since I do have a lot of hyperpigmentation, the finish that I like is definitely more full coverage. And with highlight and contour, you don't want to layer products over products because it'll make your face look like really cakey. So, whatever foundation you may be using, which is sheer or full coverage or medium coverage or whatever, try not to put as much on, because the more you put on, like I said, the more cakey it'll look with all the highlight products and all the contour products. So the one that I'm going to be using is Makeup Forever's HD Foundation in 125. And I'm going to mix it with Kat Von D's Lock-It Foundation in Light. This one is a little bit lighter than my skin tone, but that's why I'm mixing it with this one. I do 1 pump of the Kat Von D and 2 pumps of the Makeup Forever one. We start mixing them up. So what I like to do is just dab it on all over my face. And for me that I have color, or not color, but I have redness on my face, I can color correct, but with this foundation I don't find the need to color correct, so I skip that step. So I'm taking my Sigma F80 flat kabuki brush and just buffing this foundation into my skin. And I usually always do my brows after I've done my face, but for the purposes of this video, I went ahead and just did them. And make sure to really blend it so we don't end up with... My dark circles are coming out to play today. I haven't had a lot of good sleep, so I'm gonna color correct those. I have the NYX Dark Circle Color Corrector in the color Medium. It's really good, actually. I've tried a lot of high-end color correctors, and this one has worked awesomely. So what I'm going to do is take a concealer brush and just put it along my under eye. As you can tell, just with that alone, it makes a huge difference. And I always like to bring it up around this edge right here because I feel like I have darkness in there, so you don't have to bring it up all the way over there. Now that we've done that, we're actually going to conceal. My favorite drugstore one, and I honestly love this one more than I love a lot of the higher end ones, is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circles. Sorry, I'm like, can't even talk today. In the color Fair. It's this right here. The only thing I don't like about this is this little applicator sponge. I feel like it's very not hygienic. You can get a lot of bacteria buildup, so what I like to do is do this till you get product on there. I like to take it on the back of my hand because, like I said, I don't like to put this on my face. And just grab another concealer brush and put it along the underneath your eyes. And now, since I do have a rounder face, the object that I try to do is elongate it. So by doing the concealer under here, along the bridge of my nose, on my forehead, on my chin, I can't talk today, sorry guys, and on top of your cupid's bow and along the jaw or under your contour, that's gonna bring focus to my face. And by contouring is where we're creating the illusion of a shade. So by doing that, I want to darken the sides of my face. That way the light just focuses on the middle and it makes it appear longer. So we're just gonna do that. And I don't want to bring it out past this right here. You can clean out your eyeliner, but not going past that spot right there, because if we conceal or highlight past right here, it's gonna make our face appear wider. I also want to conceal around the edge of my nose because us women naturally will get redness right here throughout the day because of hormones. Okay, so now for contour, the color I'm going to be using is 330 in Toffee Caramel. And I wanted to show you guys because I feel contoured shade, I mean, this is personal preference. It depends up on you on what you'd like. But I feel since we are contouring, trying to create a shade, shades are cool. They are like ashy colors. They're not warm colors. But like I said, it depends solely up to you. It's personal preference. I wanted to show the difference. This is the color Coconut. It's the same Maybelline Fit Me stick. And the one on the bottom is the color Toffee Caramel. As you can see, this one on top is a lot more warmer than this one on the bottom. This one on the bottom I feel will create more of an ashy tone. This is what it looks blended out. It creates more the illusion of ashiness instead of warmth. So I personally prefer to contour with this one. But like I said, it's up to you. So we're gonna get this, and then drawing just, you want to create your cheekbones or the illusion of cheekbones. So all you're gonna do is like suck in your cheeks or make like a little fishy face. And I try not to take it past like the center of my eyebrow or the eyebrow lip. And I don't want to contour a lot right here because, like I said, the more of a contour I do here, I want the light to focus here. And if I were to contour there, it would create shade and make my face appear more shorter, more narrow. I don't know if that's the correct terminology. And to hide that double chin, we're going to also create a line down here. Down this way. before I start my contour on the nose, I like to blend it out first. And I always, like I said previously, I like to blend out my highlight before I even start drawing on where I want my contour. So I'm going to take a damp beauty blender and just dab or blend away. And like, don't try to blend it all the way out here, because then that's just going to bring light to this outer corner, and we don't want that if you have a rounder face. And I also like to set it before starting on anything else, because the longer that you wait to set the under eye, the more chances it has to crease. So you want to do that as soon as you can. Now I like to set mine with the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette in this shade right here. I believe it's Lyric. Yes, Lyric right here. As you can tell, I have hit pan. This stuff is amazing. Y'all need it in y'all's life. Like, I wish you would just sell like the little pans itself, because once I'm finished with that shade, pretty much I'm gonna go out, have to spend like $40, I believe it was, $35, $40 on the whole palette again, which is unnecessary. So y'all should just like tweet Kat Von D and tell her to create refill pans for these. This is the best one I've used, this palette. It's super pigmented, super easy to blend. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And I'm setting it with a e.l.f. blush brush. It's not for the under eyes, but it fits under the eyes, so it works. And I am patting it on, because if I rub it on like that, it's gonna move the product around and it defeats the whole purpose. To blend out the contour, I like to use it with a stippling brush rather than a beauty blender. I don't know, I find it that I have more control when I blend it. And this is a Real Technique stippling brush. Do I look like I have cheekbones? Or no? Try to get it down your neck. I like to bring with what is ever left on my brush down here. That way I don't put too much for my nose. I'm gonna do it with my finger. Contouring the nose, or the sides of your nose along the bridge, or the rim of your nose bridge, makes it look a lot thinner. And creating the lines down here, and then a little bit above that, the tip of your nose, it makes it look like more buttony, if that makes sense. I like to grab the beauty blender now and just dab this all over the place to blend it even more. To set this, I like to go again with my Kat Von D contour palette, and I like to use this shade right here. I believe it is, I don't know what shade it is because it's like gone on my palette, but I'll list it down below in the description box. And I like to get just an angled brush, any angled brush, dip it in that powder, tap the excess off, and then put it along the lines or the areas that you contoured. I don't like to put it all over my nose though. I don't know, personal preference. If you still feel like you don't have more of that cut cheekbone, I like to grab like a stippling brush, or just a brush that has a finer edge, if you want to call it that way. Dip it in like that, tap the excess off, then get that rim and follow it along the line where we contoured. And never bring it or blend it down, always go upward. If you feel like it looks smutty or messy, it's okay because we're baking and it's gonna clean it up a lot. So next to bake, I'm using Laura Mercier's translucent powder. I'm gonna apply it to the back of the camera, or not the back of the camera, the back of the cap, or the top to it. I like to grab my beauty blender again and dip it into the product. Put it along or on the bottom of my contour. Gonna bring this on the top of forehead, or where we set our, and put some concealer. We're gonna put it on the bridge of our nose, which is gonna make that contour pop. And then we're also going to put it on our chin and on our under eyes. Basically everywhere where we highlighted. And I like to bring the powder all the way up here on the side of my nose, not completely up to where we did it on our bridge, but just to where it has a little bit of the contour. And this is basically what it's gonna look like. Basically what I do this whenever I am doing underneath my eyes or blending out my eye makeup, because it helps with a lot of fallout as well. So for blush, I'm gonna take the Rockateur blush from Benefit. It's one of my favorites, oldie but goodie. And I'm taking, not this brush, my Real Techniques blush brush, throwing it in there. And again, for round faces, I'm following my contour. I don't want to focus it just on the apples of my cheeks, because if I did that, it would make my face appear more rounder. So we're gonna follow that contour. And as you can tell, it's also going to intensify that contour. And for highlights, I'm going to do a mixture of two. I am going to use the shimmer highlight from the Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting Duo in the number 2. It's this gold shade right here. And I'm applying it with this brush right here. It's not even a cosmetic brush. It's from a painting set that I got at Walmart. But it works. I feel like I get a lot of precision with it. And it's affordable, so why not use it? So we're going to apply these to the highest points of our face. And I am going to layer it with Becca Cosmetics Champagne Pop, this color right here. After I've done like all the blush and everything, I like to go in with a fluffy brush, either like this or like this Real Techniques powder brush, and just blend out all that powder that we used. And as you can tell, it just really makes that contour stand out. After you've had like a bunch of powders on your face, you know, it can get like that powdery look. So to set everything all together, I'm going to use Max Fix Plus. And this just really helps all the products sink in and just melt everything together. Alright, after all that is done, if you want to go back in to apply more highlight, you can do so. I'm going to use an even fluffier fan brush, getting that champagne pop. And you don't have to apply as much highlight as I'm doing it, but I just like a lot of highlight. You also want to add it to the tip of your nose. I hadn't added it because we had the contour and hadn't blended it out yet, but so I'm gonna put some lips on and I'll be right back. So this is the finished look. It's pretty much just like any contouring video, but it's more focused to round faces. If you guys would like to see a video on somebody that has more of a long face, please let me know. I would be more than glad to do one. But like this video, comment on what you like, other things you'd like to see. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time.